Be live. So, welcome to the Unspoken Pros, the podcast where we bring you stories, lessons, and real talks from professionals who may not be famous but have walked the walk. I'm your host Bharat, and this is season one of Talking to Product Managers. Our guest today is Vimal Chaudhary, from building products at startups to leading teams at global giants like Rakuten, Z, and Sportsbuzz 11. He has seen it all. But today we are not for his LinkedIn highlights. We are here for the unspoken stories. Vimal, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bharat. Nice to be part of your podcast. Looking forward to what we can do here.
यस तो विमल, वेरी रॉ पॉडकास्ट, ऐसा कुछ इसमें फॉर्मेलिटीज़ और ये बिल्कुल भी नहीं है। मैं आपके साथ काम कर चुका हूँ, आई हैव नोन यू सर, तो आई नो व्हाट एक्सपीरियंस, व्हाट जायंट एंड सच ह्यूमंगस एक्सपीरियंस यू होल्ड। तो उस बेसिस पे समथिंग मेरे से बन पाता है तो मैं आपसे पूछ रहा हूँ. So,
Sure.
So Vimal, welcome to the show, and let's begin with a start that doesn't show up in your resume. So, what were you
Sure.
doing before product management even entered into the picture?
So I started my journey from college itself. That is, before product management, the one core thing that basically it's not a jargon or something like that. We have always been the problem solvers, and initially starting with one more guy who is still into the industry, Rahul Sharma. And there is one more guy, Saurabh. We started up with something called Sweetsy as a small startup in the college when we were into UPS. So two of them were from. So we scaled it to certain level to reach out to some of the users, and we did not know it is called product management or what it is called. We were just trying to solve some problems for the people out there. And the problem that we were trying to solve is basically the delivery. And this is 2013, 2014. We were trying to solve this problem for students, college students, for the food delivery in Dehradun and for University of Petroleum. The problem statement was there is 10 kilometers down where you have to go to the main city, that is called Prem Nagar, and students were not actually able to go. And even if some of the students who used to go, majority of them at the night, they were not able to actually get the food and all those things for other students who are studying at night or who are just doing night outs. So we just solved this problem slowly for them, and that is just very simple solution that we hired an Omni car, and we used to do rebranding of the products under Sweetsy, and we used to do a little bit of personalization for students which they would like. And then we became a celebration brand in initially 2.5 years, where we touched the faculties and other people, and then we actually did it for initial 3 years before coming to the corporate world, and it worked out well, but we failed to scale. Again, given part of the experience, we did not had that. We had some raw application made on Wix, no coding platform. Did not work out for us, but it was really good experience to have before actually me coming to the corporate world.
That's really amazing. That's really amazing. तो एक वो डिफाइनिंग मोमेंट हर किसी की लाइफ में होता है जहाँ पर मुझे लगता है सबको रियलाइज होता है कि ये करना है यार. So what was that moment for you?
For me, initially, it's since the school days. I would say I have been the guy who was always been into science exhibition or science national science congress. I was the first one in my school who got the national SGFI for something called Congress, National Science Congress. So I like the fact that I'm not someone who can sit at a one place. I cannot bragging about myself, but there are some people who get triggered by things around them, right? Why this is happening? What is the catch? Where it would go? Where it is leading? What is the end thing? That's something coming out of this, right? I've been always that guy, but I did not know that these triggers are actually taking me around towards the path of product management or something. I just thought like this is me who being me as a person. And when it started paying me off, I realized, oh, this pays money as well. And there, as in, it came into as a role of a product manager, and then this is what I'm doing for day-to-day basis. Yeah.
That's really cool, really cool. So you have moved across a lot of diverse startups like Kokqua, Z, Rakuten. Z का तो अपना खुद का नाम है भाई, इतना बड़ा, and handling so much on your own. So how did your product thinking evolve across these platforms?
So because you said it's a raw podcast, I'll not be using too much of jargons. I will be going very much in a simple language as much as it is possible, so that the people who are your audience can actually understand it, how it goes.
Yes.
So initially, nowadays, product management is mostly about jargons because we have EdTech. into the place. EdTech, and every EdTech is different because of the more jargons they can throw upon you, to be very honest and very raw about it. But the product managers that we see at a senior level, for because I have been to the different terrains of the product management. I have been in a group product manager at some phase of my life, for something as Rakuten Japan. I have been a product innovation manager, so I have done a variety of product manager role in my career. Sportbus, when I was working with you, I was at a senior product management lead, right?
Yes.
And you have seen a different side of me. Then after that, I ran again my startup into the same competitive spirit there. I have been the head of product and strategy. So starting from Kokqua, where I learned, major credit goes to Kokqua experiences, because the peers and the seniors that I had, they come from a consulting background, and mostly there is a guy which is not so renowned into the market, but have been the guy who I say as a mentor in the initial days of my life, Purav Shah, and then followed by one more guy. It was Daljit Singh, who is now working with Wells Fargo based out of Germany. So because when you have less resources and more things to do, you tend to be a go-getter. You try to solve the problem, and when you have, in addition to that, you have also less money to scale your product. You actually become that person who sees what exactly is required to make that money. It's as simple as that to say, suppose you have 10 rupees to solve a problem in which you have to figure out 5 rupees as a salary, then you have hardly 2 rupees as a marketing budget. Then you actually tend to see with 0 rupees how I can make another 2 rupees that I can reinvest into my product, so that it is a risk money. So I have 2 rupees saved for the next month. So we came from that mindset initially, and then this startup was funded by Ramalinga Raju, the Satyam's founder. But again, we were always limited with the resources and the funding. The roadmap was initially first year we have to survive and figure out our own pathway for the next 5 years, and this makes or breaks any of the product manager into their career, right? So I initially started with the first. If you don't know the problem, again, problem is not a very huge giant word that you see today, that you have to go into the segmentation and then you have to find out this, that. At the end of the day, you are just trying to fill up a framework which you don't understand, to be very honest. Problem statement for a corporate or for anything is something you try to solve up a problem that pays you money. If it is not paying you a money, then obviously you're trying to go for a luxury brand. That is a problem statement, like watches, right? All the watches solve the same problem. Smart watches solve the same problem, right? But you coming into the segmentation of the categories that they are into, something like noise rebranding Chinese product, taking it to the market of India, is solving a problem. Hey, look, you can also look the heartbeat. You can also look at your like BP. You can also check your like steps into it. You can actually maintain a healthy lifestyle. Something same being by taken care by Hublot or any of the other big brand is actually not trying to solve a problem, but it is trying to give a like cushion to the upper level of segment, right? So it just still makes them money, but it can make them money or it may not make them money. It's just about
very
brand.
niche. It's going very niche,
right? It's a very low segment of the customer that they look forward for. Maybe they're trying to tap 1 or 2% of the people. That's all. But you actually go for a Janta model, democratization is what we call. There you have to solve a problem because you're dealing with 5 or 10 rupees of margin, because there are more brands which come into the market. There is Bolt, there are other brands, right? So when I started, I basically started with something very, very niche as a problem statement, and we were too ahead of the time. For me, that was the biggest lesson. This startup gradually failed, but I think it's been acquired now. Initially, in those days, we were doing something into virtual reality. We were trying to solve the problem for the fake reviews and the fake photos that you see on TripAdvisor or Make My Trip or Yatra.com these days.
Correct.
So at that point of time, we wanted to cater hospitality industry by showing people as you're doing this raw podcast, showing the raw reality of the travel spots. Like, for example, you have to travel to Rishikesh or you have to travel to Hyderabad. TripAdvisor will show you things which pays them money, which have their certified guide, certified things to do. Things to do again, right? So TripAdvisor initially was like Zomato. It was doing everything for free, solving the problem for the customer. People used to go. This is, I'm talking about 2016, December. And thereas we came into the picture, we realized if we give 360-degree photos and We start showing people the places to explore from their perspective. Like for you, for example, like you, suppose you have kids tomorrow, and now you, because you have kids, your kid will have a different perspective to visit a place. Maybe he's just looking for fun, so you might be looking out for the things for fun related to him to be a part of your itinerary when you're traveling. Your wife might be looking out for shopping mostly,
Yes.
where you can shop the unique stuff, but you
Mm-hmm.
might be interested more about historical things, or how this thing has been made, who was there, who was not there, right?
Hmm.
Three people traveling together don't have same plan. It's always three different plans. But we being Indians, or we being taught always to go as per the itinerary, we always restrict ourselves that, hey, I'm just going to travel because I have to explore these places, and they just are bored and they are just going with you under that place. So we started solving this problem again here. Major understanding came to us because you have to, because it's a very unstructured market. Hospitality is a very unstructured market. So
Yes.
we, first of all, we structured it. We structured it how travel ecosystem works. What are the things into the travel ecosystem? I will tell you why it is unstructured. Uh, any of the place you plan to travel, you never know what are the modes of experiences that you can have. So, for example, I'm in Malaysia right now. Okay, I don't know if I have to go for water activities, I have to go for air activities, I have to go
Hmm.
for on-road activities. Then under on-road activities, there are on-ground activities, physical activities. So this is the structuring that we came up with. There is no other website which where you will only see things to do and all those things. Never be able to. So first inception is, if I'm in India, I have to plan my travel to something as Malaysia or maybe Singapore or any Indian place. How we structured it is, first is, what is that comes to your mind, what is the continent that you're looking forward to do, specialities of different continents, because it's the at the helicopter view. One step below, what is that particular country. One step below, and again, on continent, when you step down to the countries, you will see what those countries have to offer. One step below you come, it's called point of interest. Right, point of attraction. First is point of attraction. What is your point of attraction in that country? Maybe Petronas Tower. Maybe you are very much mesmerized with the scuba diving or in water activities, right? Point of attraction to point of interest. This is now attraction Petronas Tower. Now, what is your point of interest into that? You are interested about the architecture, you are interested about the museum related stuff, you are interested about shopping, you're interested about what. The moment you select those things onto our website or the portal, it will generate an itinerary for you for the whole day. Which means what? Three people traveling together will have equal fun in the equal timeline throughout the day. That makes them much more happy while going to that place, and they are satisfied at the end of the day. They are not looking at TripAdvisor which says, hey, I like this place because it's a lot of fun here. What is the definition of fun? Nobody knows. Your definition of fun is different, my definition of fun is
It
different,
can be
right?
different.
So to do this kind of a job as a product analyst, where I joined, we have to read multiple blogs, we have to read multiple consultancy paper, we have to actually then define a framework. Out of the framework, you actually come across what user persona. Then again, it's not like, if I'm talking about user persona trying to solve problem, there are personality types, there are income constraints. Then the moment you deep dive into it, you will figure out there are a lot of things. It looks easy at the
At the surface.
right. What is the income group constraint? What are the travel options available? Then also some people are very rigid about their travel
It
options.
keeps
What would you
growing.
like to pick, right?
Hmm.
As per money, what is available, as per availability, what exactly you're going to do, what are the prerequisite things I have to tell you, what he would love to know about that particular place. So you have to do user persona identification. User persona, again, a very jargonish word. I will tell how many type of people are there in the world, right?
Yes.
Somebody is aggressive, somebody is a happy go out people, like a go lucky person, go happy lucky person. Somebody you would say is very OCD driven, OCD travelers, right? Who wants everything to be perfect, the plan to be perfect, things to be. Some are random travelers who is like, hey man, just I want to be there, just go with the flow, right? Then there are some travelers who are like on corporate travel, right? Corporate travelers are like, hey, I need everything neat and clean and very good shit, right? So
Yes.
making these persona what they like, to the mapping of what I said initially earlier, what exactly is the continent, to going to the lower depth of these things. As a product manager, then you solving this problem, what you're making as money, how is it making money for you? Why somebody will pay you to
Absolutely.
tell them that, hey, go travel there? Then finding out what makes money is selling ticket at the right point. What is that path, lucky path or perfect path where he would be ready to do the transaction after how much time of his engagement with my application screen? What is the delight factor once transaction has been done? What are the setup? Because see, for a random traveler, your communication will be different to him.
Correct.
Your messaging, email, and devices you're reaching out to him will be different.
Different.
Timing of messaging will be different. The UI will be different. But for a corporate travel, it would be very different because he needs a GST, he needs those information because he has to punch in for
Different
reimbursement.
kind of person, different kind of need.
Different, yes. So to define that, this is exactly what is the role of product manager, what I have done. And to an extent where I said we did not had money, we did not have resources. We were a team of 7 people when I started, and I think my employee code was 7. I was the seventh guy in the company, and CEO had a first number employee code. We 7 people coming directly out of college with no idea about how these things should be done.
Right.
We did everything. We have written some very snippet codes to solve some problem. We have made PowerPoint presentation that looks like website to pitch it to the investors. We have fared with the investors. So we also have the idea that what we have to make for the first year to actually get the second round of funding. What exactly works in terms of users, because you have to show users as well as a part of funding. So I was grilled and trained in a different manner where with these 7 people used to work like a family, and we thought this is our home. We have to run this. We have to make sure that
Yes.
luckily second year we got raised very good amount of funding from some renowned companies. Nat Geo was one of the investor in our company, and we have covered 35 cities sitting in India without even stepping out, just by dialing some phone calls, identifying some jugaad, right? And after that, I think once we got that sorted, the next step was to really make some money out of the system. There has been we identified, we made one part of the business as a studio production house, one part of the business as a travel agency, one part of the business as an online travel agents, one part. So we segregated now our business. So here again, first role is of a product manager because he's straightforwardly talking to the customers, agencies, partners, content providers, whosoever is part of the game. So that is very much required nowadays. I think product managers who are trained, they really don't want to step out to the customer. They just make assumptions sitting out in some AC hall. This is not how we have learned it.
Don't
We
get
really
me
learned
started
it.
on this one.
Yeah. So most of the product manager nowadays are like, hey, they just Google now. ChatGPT has made it much more easy, right? People just type and they get the results. But real problem you understand when you step out to talk to a customer and he starts yelling at you because the product is not really working fine, and taking those feedback from customer support, from your ops team, from your finance.
And this stepping out from the cubicle, the four walls, is
Yeah,
something which has become a stereotype, that no, something cannot be done in this cubicle. Everything has to be there.
yeah.
That stigma that sticks to the current startups, that no, everything will be done in these four walls. तो वो अभी भी है ही. ये
So
stepping
I'll
out
tell
वाला
you
जो
how
culture
why
है ना.
it's happening because the product managers influencer culture has just started. There are some guys who are really killing it, like Shravan Tikku. I have seen some of his videos. Some of the inspiration I have got from these people, I used to get it from these people. Then some of my friend circle people, they are doing it. And there is very one famous Indian guy, but I think is Akash, but he do it from US. Initially, these people are trying to solve it, but the framework standardization have came from European or Western part of the world. That is creating the problem because people in the European region are quite straightforward. They know their needs. They are logical because there is very less population. They have been trained in a certain way. They know their needs. They will be very clear with it,
Hence templatization of everything.
right? Hence standardization comes into the place, and you can just put a solution.
Correct.
I'm not saying it cannot be done from a cubicle, but the problem with Indian customer we are dealing with, even you and me, for making a decision, we are this scattered. We never know what do we want. One side of your head will say, "Hey, I will take a real time example. For example, you have to buy a watch. You open up Myntra, you open up Amazon, you open up any of the Fossil, any of the branded website Apple Watch. I will tell you how exactly it influences your decision. For example, first, you are not doing a discovery of a watch because you want to buy a watch. It might have come from some of the environment that my friend is watching Apple Watch, he is watching Samsung watch. Here the discovery starts. Hey, which watches? I say I have this. I can pay from this. I can do a call from this. I can do this, that, that.
Great.
Okay, cool. Hey man, that looks really fantastic. Let me just do a research. I go on Amazon. I search Apple Watch. I look
Hmm.
at the price, and then Amazon says, the recommendation engine says, you can get similar specs watch for just 1,000 rupees. It's bold, it's noise, right? Why do you
Correct.
want to spend so much money? There you go. You just come back from your original decision of 40,000. You are now at 1,000, right? Just
1000.
see the distraction level, right? Now you just dropped the idea today. You do not want to buy a watch because now, after doing 20 minutes of scrolling, you are overwhelmed with the information. You open up Instagram has your all of the cache and recordings. It will start showing you ad. This ad is some watch ad. Maybe it is fossil watch or something. You really like it because this advertisement, you also know, I also know, it's an animated graphics of how a watch should look.
Correct.
Advertisements are made like how I want to have a wannabe situation. This watch takes you in air, fire happens, you become fit, you are sweaty, you look cool, sexy, girls are around you, right? And now you're like, okay, now if I buy this watch, maybe this will happen. Again, you don't buy that watch. You go click on learn more button, you land onto something, that UI is not that compelling. You come back again. Maybe you're buying that watch in next 20 days. And that's maybe a Samsung watch. That's again not an Apple watch. This is an Indian customer, but an European customer is straightforward. Hey, bro, how much is this watch for? Hey, I just got it for this much. What does it solve? It solves these problems. No, but I'm looking for this. I'm an analog guy. I don't go for smartwatches. This is how I am. Let me buy an analog watch. Goes to the store, buys it.
That's it.
Open website, buys it. Period. Over. Straightforward. I'm in Malaysia right now. The hotel, hospitality, right? There is no human intervention here. It's not like
Hmm.
Indian hospitality ecosystem. There is no guy or girl standing in a burqa or sari downstairs to say, hey, hello, Vimmel, good morning, come to our hotel, because they know it's not my selling point. My selling point is the property, right?
Correct.
Somebody wants a property to stay. I have got an accommodation. I have my kitchen utensils. There is no food service out there. I can cook myself. There are shops below where I can buy things. Simple. Period. Over. It's that straightforward. But do you think an Indian guy coming to the same property in India would have created ruckus and chaos out of it?
Very
Right?
relatable.
But people don't know. But if I would have been writing a case study about this on online, and some Indian product manager consumes this content, he will always think it's so straightforward and simple. I should have an application that says check in, that says get out, get inside your hotel, your keys are here, you just take your keys, you just check in, you are inside your room, problem solved. But an Indian customer would create 10,000 use cases in this small journey.
Yes, yes, that's something
Right.
relatable.
I came here. I don't know where 709 number room is. Is it seventh floor? Is it sixth floor? It's written straightforward. It's written there where you have to go. But he will not
Hmm.
spend his time because we are designed in this way. We are always overwhelmed. We have been pampered. We have been hand-holded, right? We come from a different economical status. We come from different background. There are multiple people coming from tier two cities who don't even know. They are not confident, right, about themselves. People themselves in India, user persona, what I'm talking about, changes with different ages because they are learning something very new. It's not regular because our economical status is changing, inflation rate is changing. People, you yourself might have seen that, like who you are, like who were, when exactly you entered into the corporate industry, your choices, the way you think right now is changed because you have money, a lot of money right now.
Yes.
But lower income group, higher income group, things changes. It shoots up like this, it goes down like this, right?
Yes.
That's the problem. We are consuming those content. We don't want to invest our time. We are copying their content, putting it online. People are thinking product management is such a cool thing, I should do that. Taking screenshot of existing applications into the market. That's why there is no innovation. You open up Meesho, you
Hmm.
open up Flipkart, you now Meesho will have 10 competitors. You open all the application, you start scrolling. Everybody have similar things. If somebody do something new into the market, you have experienced it. Dream 11 put something on there when we were working at Sportsbuzz 11. Dream 11 is something doing something, the same feature you will get in Vision 11, Crick 11, My 11 Circle. Why? Because it's an industry leader.
Yes.
Nobody thinks that it might not be working for them. Everybody thinks it's working for them.
So, Vimal, when users, we have talked about something where you say कि freshers अभी PM जो है यहाँ पर, they do
Yeah.
not understand the psychology. So, when they come into the picture, and since you have managed products with millions of users,
Yeah.
they do not expect some of the surprises that usually there are. So, what
Yeah.
are those surprises that freshers don't usually expect in this field?
See, I will tell you, it's not about surprises, it's about a perception while you're a product manager or any business person or a salesperson. Everybody thinks about the best case scenario. This is the best case going to happen. Like, for example, if I'm making an e commerce website, only thing that is going to happen is somebody will add to cart and buy. Nobody thinks that it will be stuck to add to cart. That is being thought by Amazon, Flipkart. Why? My question is why? Why we cannot think as an Indian? Why Misho does not send me a notification that Vimal, this has been to your cart for 4 hours, for 6 hours, for 10 days? Why Myntra is only doing it, and why Myntra is doing it now when it is a thing that was out in the market 7 years back?
Correct.
Because we don't want to do the grilling that is going to the ground. I would suggest the freshers, basically, who are not even freshers. If you are under the age till 25, 26, 28, for someone like us, for not like us, anybody who's a good product manager, you say, like, whom you are inspired with, or who is doing a very great job, or the applications you see out in the market, is someone who is actually grilling around, is someone who is observing every single thing and is trying to take a note of it. First problem that Indian freshers have, people are not taking notes. If you remember, when we were working together, all of the things that I used to tell Rishabh and Vikas was write down, where is the
Write
note?
down,
Where are
yes.
your notes? Even you guys, when UX UI team used to come to us, where exactly are the notes? What exactly is your observation? What is that Excel
That
sheet?
comprehensive sheet you had already built in that room.
Correct, right? Like, where is the benchmarking? What are we doing different from all of the products in the market? Where is that thing coming across?
Yes.
First thing is to create a framework that, not, let's not again use jargon, an Excel sheet. You should have an Excel sheet or a rough pen and paper design of writing what I'm trying to do. Second thing is, how do you qualify that this is exactly I have done and this is the right thing? How do you check it? Right? For example, let's take a very simple use case here for a fresher. Suppose some fresher has joined as an associate product manager or a junior product manager or a product analyst or a product training intern inside the company, right? So first thing is, senior handholding should be perfect as to the level you have to understand this is not someone to carry your baggage, but this is someone coming to learn and idealize because they have to go a long way, right, into their business. If a senior product manager or the VP of product who is at a senior level, who knows what exactly is to be done, the right work will associate to the right person out there. That's the first problem. Second problem, this person, if he
Hello.
Yeah, I think I got you back.
Sorry, electricity.
Yeah, I think there was some internet trouble. Yeah.
Yeah. Please continue from the second point you were saying.
Yeah, so what I was saying is, somebody coming into as a junior product manager is first very important thing somebody should do: go out and check what available resources out there into the market, read everything through so that you know what are the available places where out you have to go and ask questions. Second thing is, what questions to what people to design that thing. If you ask certain question, what is the outcome you are looking out for? That is called research, which most of the people lack right now.
Yes.
Customer research, market research, competitive research. Research should also have some quantification to it. Like, this research I'm trying to do, this is the output I want to get out of it, but unbiasedly. For
Yes.
example, fantasy gaming industry makes a lot of money. That is a perception that everybody has given to. But the moment you start asking question to the customers, you will understand it's not making money to the customers. They are just like gambling across. So when you talk to the customers, you will realize that they have a problem in taking their money out of the wallet ecosystem. When you talk to the customers, you will realize KYC is the bigger challenge to them. When you really talk to
Hmm.
the customers, you will realize if under 3 clicks their KYC is not done and some other platform is giving them that convenience, they will never come to your platform.
Yes.
This is insider knowledge. And how do you get this? When you actually plan your product in a way that this is the user journey, this is the activation funnel, this is the onboarding funnel, this is the monetization funnel, like we did for the road mapping, if you remember, right? What is activation, engagement, monetization, retention? Very easy. 4 steps if you do. There are multiple frameworks, you can use any of them. But for a junior product manager to understand what does it mean by activation, man, what is activation? They don't know. Activation for him can be somebody playing a game. For him, activation can be taking money out of the ecosystem. No,
Correct.
right? To understand the context, to understand it, to really get into it, to see it, connect the dots, what naming conventions, jargons are out into the market, how it is
Hmm.
beneficial to me. That Excel sheet, when they come across, write down user types, try to figure out user persona. You have said user persona, ChatGPT can give you user persona. You can find it out anywhere, right? Your seniors can tell you. But according to that product manager, is that user persona which he understands is very important, right?
Correct.
That junior product manager or a senior product manager, whosoever out is out. And if that clicks in his head, he knows he's living the life of that user persona. If he is actually resonating with what user is, right? If you're living that life of a user and you see that product from those eyes, you are going to create wonders. But people hesitate because this is hard work. This is where you have to put your foot down out into the market. This is not a ready-made knowledge you're going to get, right?
Right.
So junior product managers, any fresher out coming into this particular game of product management, should be well equipped with attention to detail. Attention to detail is a very big jargon that people say, like, how much attention to detail you have. But what is the definition of attention to detail, man? Is it like looking at a watch, or the how watch moves, or the texture of my band of the watch, or is it the dial, is it the shape of the dial? What is attention to detail? Is it the guidebook that comes in? Is it the box in which it comes in? Or is
Hmm.
it my experience when I wear the watch? Or is it my experience when I connect my watch to the phone? Is it the application experience which is connected to my watch? What is that definition? Every product manager will have a different definition of it. And that's how the product drives. That's what we say, no, you are selling something. Nike, Puma, or the biggest brand in the world, they are not selling products, man. They are selling straightforwardly their mindset. And what people
Experience
buy
and
is a
mindset.
mindset,
Yes. Correct.
right? And in India, people don't have a mindset. Product managers don't have a mindset. They keep driving something on the mindset is set by someone else, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Mostly the ecosystem is being spoiled, where we have learned the game of throwing money at the problem.
So
I have, and
this
I
thing,
will.
I think you're focusing on the skills part and the something which is which is a prerequisite in the PM field. So few underrated skills that you think as a PM should start building early.
Mhm. One is before actually even joining as a PM, when you're into your graduation final year or pre-graduation year, is one thing is start using applications, start using products, not in any industry specific field, like Swiggy you are using today. Try to observe what is happening when you do anything, because you're a customer right now. The best, the better, the more complaining customer you are, the best product manager you can be, because then you will look for those comfort things to provide to your customer. First thing is that to become a good observer, how you observe things. Second is trying to understand the perspective. It's product management is mostly, I think, is a it's a techno psychological role. It's not, I don't see it as a something that comes straightforwardly as a tech PM or as a marketing PM or as a general PM who is out into the market. Should be a techno psychological. He's a techno psychological doctor, is what I would say, right?
Right.
He should understand the psychology of a customer behind anything that goes out, and connect it to the technology that is actually a medium to facilitate that thing. Technology by means, I am not saying you should know a coding a skill set. Technology, what I mean is the let me put it in a very simple term. Let I was about to use another big jargon. So, by technology, I mean is what is the possibility to bring that result in the device that you are dealing with your customer, and how
Hmm.
you can communicate it, how easy you can make it, like chat gpt, straightforward one box where you type your question, there are 10,000 things that goes behind the scene.
Hmm. Hmm.
Somebody who is a techno PM, who is not a psychological techno PM, who does not understand the psyche of a customer,
Hmm.
might create something that shows, hey, there are 10,000 algorithms working right now. You are so much amazing. We are doing great job. The customer will be always scared to ask you something because he says, oh my God, I'm asking this bullshit question. It is going to take them 10,000 algorithms to work across or just look across these many websites and all that.
Hmm.
But you see how slowly, how efficient it shows you. Hey, just it's easy thing, because it's easy thing. It shows you it's an easy thing. It's not
It's not.
to use it more. That's a psychological factor.
Yes.
Anything that you make it look easy, first thing, the copycats or the competitors who are not into that field, it looks you, it's way out of your league, right? Why people are not able to make something like Nike again in India? No one have
Yes.
seen. Something like Zara,
Fact.
no one have seen. Why we are not able to do that, right? It's not that hard, right? But we are not able to. It's way out of our league because it's easy. It looks easy that there are every day there is a new cloth I will find at Zara, right? It looks easy that Nike Air is sold at like massive amount of money and people are buying it. It
Buying
will
it.
kill your mind. Like it will just kill your mind, right? The moment you just go and try to identify what are the metrics behind it, you will never understand because you're a wrong person. You'll never do that. And people who know that they are able to do that are actually building something more efficient at some other place. They don't really have time to do this,
तो
right? So
आपने टफ टाइम्स की बात करी है, जैसे लाइक यू नो बिल्डिंग समथिंग, जो भी हम फैसिनेशन में देख रहे हैं कि ना दिस इज़ सो ह्यूज, दिस इज़ वी कैन बिल्ड दिस राइट नाउ, इट इज़ नॉट पॉसिबल जो अभी हम रियलिटी में जी रहे हैं, बट सम पीपल डू
correct,
लिव इन फैंटेसीज. सो
correct.
इफ़ यू टॉक अबाउट टफ पार्ट्स, समटाइम्स आपकी लाइफ में भी ऐसा रहा होगा वे
Yeah,
यू हैव ट्राइड टू लॉन्च अ फीचर एंड डिडंट गो एज प्लान.
yeah. Yeah, there are a lot of. It's not one like okay, just go there. So problem happens. This is me also. Initially, when I was in initial career lifestyle, everybody wants to be a rock star. I want to deliver something. This feature is going to give $1 billion to the company. Let me do that. I'm that
करेक्ट.
amazing guy, right? The problem is nobody is thinking the path and the journey from 0 to 0.5 as a milestone, zero point 0.5 to 1 as a milestone, 1 to 0, 1.5 as a milestone, then 1.5 to 2. Everybody looks at a problem from 0 to 10. To achieve 10, you will never be able to achieve 10, and that's always a dissatisfaction you are going to face. Okay. So, but what we call MLP, minimum lovable product, then MVP, minimum viable product, then it goes to MVP 1, MVP 2, MVP 3, MVP 4, 5, 6, and then it comes as version 1 rollout. This is how industry should work. But you have also been into the industry. I'm also into the industry. How many product managers you have seen doing this?
I don't think I've seen many.
Right? So
Yes.
this is how it goes. This is what you're going to do, guys. Say, hey, everybody, this is what you're going to do. This is live. Let's see, rock and roll.
Now.
What is the measuring metrics of those feature list that has gone out of the market? Have you ever seen that metrics framework anywhere? Nobody's doing that.
Correct.
That is the problem. If I launch a feature, how do I know what are there is something going out into the market being oversold for last 4 years, which is again out of the market, faded down, is called North Star metrics. North Star metrics came out into the market. I have seen it in 2018. Most of the people have found it out in 2021. And then Product School and all those people started selling it. Amplitude has sold it the highest as a course, as far as I know. And
Mm-hmm.
after that, there is Product Folks based out of India. They have also sold it. Like, do you know what is Product North Star metric? Hey, first ask him, do even he's understanding what is product? No.
Exactly.
People will make product North Star metric. Theoretically, they will be very happy. I know length, breadth, and frequency of a product. This is the jargon again. But before that, also, why this is required? Okay, North Star metric is a guiding star. For what? For what? Nobody has an answer to that. But yeah, I want to be part of the league. I want to say that Airbnb, hey, everybody uses the most used example out in the industry. Airbnb is its North Star metric is it sells the experiences sold per week. What experience? What is the definition of an experience, right?
Exactly. Very
If you
open-ended.
ask somebody what is the difference between Oyo and Airbnb, yes, sir. Oyo in interviews, I have taken a lot of interviews. I tell you, sir, Oyo is number of cheapest rooms sold per day. Okay, what is for Airbnb?
Exactly.
Number of experiences, bro. Both are selling rooms. Just okay. Both are traveling. Okay, so one is low on his pocket, but he can also afford an Airbnb. But what is different? Experience on the application, their mindset. Airbnb guy who is building Airbnb, the guy who is at the top, who is the CEO, who is the product head, whosoever is the guy, has very one clear agenda that anybody who travels in the world should not feel like he's in a hotel or something, should also always feel that he's home. That is Airbnb.
Yes.
Follow cannot control that because their business model straightforwardly runs on like multiple aggregation of hotels which are running hotels, and they have property being sold their way on their website, and Oyo takes some rooms in their property. Becomes difficult to give you a home like feeling.
Yes,
Right, so
yes.
so most of the hotels you will see there is an attrition of 5 to 10% of hotels on Airbnb, but it's 100% hotel like attribution to Oyo. All hotels you will find. Then it started something called collection, townhouse, this, that, blah, blah. Why nobody understands that these are still the segregation of hotels. This is just somebody has segmented. This is cream class hotel. This is classic class hotel. This is low class hotel. This is very low class of the hotel. None of the product manager will understand that. They'll say, oh, it's cheapest number of rooms sold per night. Okay, if I start selling cheaper on Airbnb, do I become Oyo? No, I'll not become Oyo. I will still be Airbnb. It's just like I've reduced my prices because I give more convenience to my customer.
So,
Right?
is it something that you are trying to connect to the fact that the way of thinking has been a differentiator with that for you, that something didn't go as planned?
I would like to say it's a mindset.
Yes.
Product management is more of a mindset to deal with a problem. What do you see first? What comes to your mind first? What clicks first? What are the questions that you have got in your mind? How do you validate it? How do you connect it with the customer? And this small thing, the problem to first step 0.5, which I'm saying, that's the first solution, to one milestone, that is little bit a corrected solution. When you pack it, it becomes a small wrap thing, maybe a lace packet chips. Comes the next step, whom you're going to sell.
Yes.
If this problem is specific for the people who are traveling, who would like to eat potato chips, people are looking for potato chips or a snacks right now, first make that chips. 0.5, make that chips, small chips. Okay, try to test it with some people, see if they really want it. Yeah, they liked it, they really want. Then comes the packaging. Current people think packaging.
Yes.
Chips is nowhere, right? It's packaging. The packaging goes directly into the hands of the customer. Might be first time they like your packaging, they will buy it.
Yes.
But are they going to buy it consistently? No, they're not. How many retained customers we talk about? Never. How many companies have told that I have these many? Every company talks about DAO, daily active users, monthly active users. Why they are not talking about retained customers? Nobody has, right?
Yes. Yes.
And who has? They never tell you.
They never tell you.